Over here today, obviously we've been searching the area all day today with the assistance of Texar and the experts in the field. The decision was made a couple of hours ago while we've got the supplies here and the resources here to go ahead and take advantage of those resources, and again being as thorough as we possibly can. So the investigative decision was made just a couple hours ago to go ahead and remove the whole porch and do an excavation of the property just to make sure that we haven't missed anything. So that's what we're out here doing this evening. We've got a lot of crews here helping us out. Including Texar, Texas Rangers, obviously the CART team that's been assisting us on this investigation, plus our detectives as well. So they're all out here right now. It'll probably take us several hours to remove the entire concrete patio, and then we've got anthropologists that'll come out here and assist us in excavating the dirt to make sure that we're being as thorough as we can.
Any evidence that Noel can be there?
No, there's no new evidence other than what we've already had before. So again, this was just an investigative decision to make sure that we're being as thorough as we can.
Last week you said you dug up some of the concrete. It was only part of it, and now we're doing the whole thing? Or
yeah, so last week when we came out with a ground-penetrating radar, which showed an anomaly in a small section of that concrete patio. That was the only anomaly that was shown throughout the entire patio. So investigators made the determination at that point that there was enough evidence to go ahead and move forward with a dig at that point. Now we've got the property owner's permission. We've been working with him, and we're just being as thorough as we possibly can and agreed that we'll go ahead and tear out the whole patio.
And by anomaly, does that mean freshly poured concrete? Is it something was tampered with?
No, so when ground penetrating radar goes over top and searches the ground, it's looking for any kind of difference in the ground. So maybe the dirt had been stirred up or maybe an object of some sort underneath there, and that was detected by the ground penetrating radar. When we came out the first time, we did do a complete search of the whole patio with the ground penetrating radar, and it did not reveal anything new. However, we also know that ground penetrating radar isn't always 100%. So again, we're just being as thorough as we possibly can, making sure that we're not missing anything here.
When you say evidence, what kind of evidence?
What do you mean?
When you said you had some evidence.
No, we don't have any new evidence other than what I've revealed before about the new concrete patio being poured, the fact that Cindy's the one that paid for the concrete patio, and she doesn't own the home. We find that very odd that she would spend her funds on somebody else's home to put in a concrete patio, especially one as large and elaborate as this. I mean, this is a pretty hefty investment.
Do we know how new it is?
Yeah, it was within the last month, in early March.
In the last month, she paid to have that concrete poured back
Correct.
there.
As well as the roof and all that?
Everything that's back there, yeah. The whole patio that was built was all last month.
Is the wood
It was a contractor. She hired a contractor to come in and do it.
How is the investigation to get to Cindy?
I'm sorry, say it again?
How is the investigation to get to her?
You know, we're still moving forward with that. We've been engaging with our federal partners to try to work on locating her in India. They've obviously got assets there that we don't have. And then we'll continue to work with them in the U.S. Marshal's office and hopefully locate her, get her into custody and bring her back. I mean, we need her and her stepdad here, or I'm sorry, her and her husband here. We want them back in the U.S. so we can talk with them because we have a lot of unanswered questions, just like many of y'all. We've got a lot of unanswered questions we need to get answers for, so we need them back here.
Is the wooded area search still going on?
Not actively right now. We've reallocated all of our resources since we're nearing the end of the day back over here to help out with this excavation. So.
Is the whole thing coming down, the roof and the poles?
No, we're going to leave the roof up. Just the concrete's going to come out. So we've got engineers back there that are going to assist them with making the appropriate cuts so that the structure can remain up and all the concrete underneath will come down.
Are you planning to search the roof?
So no, we'll leave the roof, the metal roof that's up on top. It's just a solid metal roof, so there's nothing there that we would need to remove for this search.
Are there any plans to remove any parts of the shed or go underneath it?
No, so we did have the cadaver dogs come out again today just to be as thorough as we can, and there's no indication anywhere else in the yard. So at this point, the investigators really are only primarily concerned with what may be under the concrete patio that maybe the dogs aren't able to alert to.
This has been weeks, hours. You're a small department. You have a lot of people helping out, but just tell us what these long days are like.
They're long and frustrating. I mean, I don't think there's not a single one of the investigators that aren't taking this case home with them at this point. I mean, it's important to all of us. Most of us are fathers or mothers on this case, so we've got kids our own. And it really means a lot to us to be able to solve this one. So everybody that's on this case is really committed to it. We've all shown that intent. We've all been very thorough about wanting to solve this and find Noel. And I don't think any of them are going to give up at this point. I mean, the commitment I've seen out of them is pretty tremendous. Everybody's exhausted physically, but the motivation is still there, and everybody keeps pushing forward on this case. And it's amazing to see them day after day come in and want to put in the work and effort to be able to find Noel.
So tonight is going to be a vigil. Is going to be held parallel to the investigation here?
Yes, yeah, we're going to continue on with the vigil just as normal. So we'll have that vigil here at 8:30 this evening. You know, and again, the vigil's not so much about the case, it's more about Noel. We want to make sure that it's all about Noel. You know, we want to show Noel as much love as we possibly can and lift up some prayers for him for sure. And really just come together as a community to show our support for him.
Any idea what tomorrow you'll be focusing on? Or
You know,
where?
that changes hour by hour. I mean, as you can see here, this wasn't the plan at the beginning of the day. So, I mean, things change with any investigation hour by hour. So we'll continue this evening. We'll see what developments come from this tonight, and we'll continue this evening. There's still search warrants that are out pending that we're waiting on results to come back from for different data things. So we'll see what those search warrants bring up and maybe what potential evidence they might bring and what direction that'll carry us. So every day is a new adventure in this case right now.
Do you mean like phone records and cell phone?
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of data sources, yes.
Are going to pick back up their search for a missing child out of Everman who is now believed to be dead.
Our Kennedy Walker is live from that scene this morning. And Kennedy, all day yesterday into the evening and again today, authorities want everyone to know they are not giving up.
Right, Keith. The search wrapped up for that missing 6-year-old boy just hours ago. Police do believe that he is dead because they have not seen little Noel in months, but they say that they will continue to look for him until those remains are found. The investigation really focused on the back of this home. You can still see that yellow crime scene tape there. EVERMAN Police removed the whole concrete patio looking for any evidence. They were also joined by a ground crew from Texas Search and Rescue. They searched on foot and horseback with the assist of cadaver dogs as well in wooded areas near the home. Police suspect Noel's mother and stepfather fled to India with their other 6 children shortly after they were questioned about his whereabouts. Now they are working with the FBI to try to bring Noel's parents back to the United States. And again, Keith and Brooke, this investigation continues. It has definitely intensified, and those police officers says that they will not get any sleep until, again, they can find Noel's remains. Reporting in Everman, Kennedy Walker, CBS News, Texas.
Yeah, everybody looking for answers and hoping for some closure in this. Kennedy, thank you.
The missing Tarrant County boy, last seen back in November, 5 months ago. Investigators searched until 3 o'clock this morning on the Everman property where 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez-Alvarez lived with his family. NBC5's Ben Russell is live outside that home now. And Ben, I know you talked with a man who owns that property. What did he say?
Not only, Deborah, does this man own the house you see back behind us where the crime scene tape is, and the yard behind it where investigators were digging until about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the smaller building behind it where this family lived, but also he tells us he considers this family to be close personal friends. Case in point is an example of that. When you walk into his living room, on the wall of Charles Parsons' home, you see him holding the missing boy, Noel Rodriguez, in a framed picture on his living room wall. We asked Parson what he makes of all this.
I know the police are desperate to find the boy, but they're looking in the wrong place, is all I can say, because he's not here.
What do you think he is?
I have no idea. I think he's in Mexico, to be honest with you.
Do you think he's alive?
Yeah, I think he's alive. Why would he be underneath the slab? I think they just tore it up because they don't have no idea where the boy is, and they're frustrated.
And Charles Parson gave us an up-close look at what investigators did to his backyard over the last several hours. Again, as we say, ending around 3 o'clock this morning. They used excavation equipment to dig up a newly poured concrete slab that the mother, Cindy Singh, paid for shortly before she, her husband, and the other 6 kids in his family flew to India just as this missing person investigation began. Police here say it's odd that the mom would pay for work like that on property she doesn't own. Now, for his part, the homeowner says he was planning to leave the property to her when he dies, so she treated this as her own place. He also says, he being the property owner, says the mother, Cindy Singh, told him months ago she'd taken the boy to Mexico to live with his father, that he didn't want the child, but that his sister did, and that is where Noel is. Now, as we have reported, police tell us they've checked on that story. They don't believe that is what happened. They believe, the latest information to us, they believe this young boy is dead somewhere. They searched in that backyard, digging under that slab for hours last night into the early morning hours of today. They feel confident he is not there, but where he is still the question. Live in Everman, Ben Russell, NBC5.
Ben, I'm curious. Mr. Parsons seemed pretty adamant that the child is in Mexico. What did he say about this family, the mother, the stepfather, the siblings all being in India?
I asked him, if you could say something to her, what would it be? He wants her to come back. He feels the reason she left is she has a previous criminal record. Child Protective Services had been involved in her family with the children years ago, had taken them away from her, had finally granted her custody back. He says he believes she went about handling this child, this boy in question, the wrong way. Again, his belief is this child was taken to Mexico to live with relatives. That wasn't the way to do things, he acknowledges. He believes because the mother knew that police were getting involved, she took everyone to leave because she didn't want to risk losing the rest of the kids. Police don't buy that story, but that's what he believes.
All right, Ben Russell live there at the home in Everman. Ben, thank you.
Megan Mitchell, we have been following the search for Noel, who police now believe is dead. They have searched relentlessly for weeks and hoped that they might have had a break in the case. Chris Sadecki reports from Everman in Tarrant County.
We anticipate EVERMAN Police and search crews will be back out searching for Noel Rodriguez-Alvarez after spending all day yesterday and most of the night searching for him back behind this home where he and his family lived. We also talked to the homeowner this morning. The search crews concentrated their search in the backyard beneath a slab that they say was recently poured. They had some heavy machinery wheeled back there yesterday behind the home excavating that slab. The EVERMAN Police said this was not the plan when the day began, but the investigation led them there when they found out that slab was only recently poured before Noel's mother fled the country with his stepfather and 6 siblings. We talked to the homeowner about why that slab was poured and why he thinks the family fled.
Scared that she was going to go to prison for 8 years and then not watch her kids grow up. Her twin, you know, you take away from her twins, she ain't going to get to see them if she goes to prison.
She was scared that she was going to go to prison because
Noel was
missing?
Yeah.
He also said he does not believe Noel is dead, but in the care of another family. However, police don't agree. They say that they believe that the boy has died and they are just searching for his body. In Everman, I'm Chris Sadecki. Now back to you.
The town of Everman held a vigil last night to honor Noel. Hundreds of people gathered in the parking lot of the Civic Center. Photos of Noel played on a video screen as everyone held candles in his memory. Now the community pledged to honor Noel's life and protect the next child. Chaplains and police spoke as many fought back tears. Police Chief Craig Spencer expressed the anger and the need for this night.
Tonight's not about the case. Tonight's not about mom. Tonight's not about the stepdad. Tonight's not about anything that went on in the past. Tonight is solely about Noel, and it's important that we keep it that way.
And we'll, of course, keep you updated on where they'll search next. And, of course, we'll keep you updated on this story throughout midday. You could find all of the details, including some of the rumors that we've been hearing that officers had to address as part of this investigation. That is all up right now on WFAA.com and our mobile news app.